Donald Trump's global tariff regime, once announced as a weapon to reshape trade, has just been declared illegal. In a landmark ruling, a US federal court has blocked most of Trump's tariffs, saying the president overstepped his authority by invoking emergency powers to impose sweeping levies on nearly every US trading partner. At the center of this battle is the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, passed in 1977 to let presidents act during foreign threats. Trump used it to launch his Liberation Day tariffs, imposing a 10% base rate and up to 145% tariffs on nations like China.
This is one of the most important days, in my opinion, in American history. It's our declaration of economic independence.
But the US Court of International Trade called it unconstitutional. Congress, not the president, controls trade. The judges wrote, the court does not read IEEPA to confer unbounded authority. They struck down every tariff imposed under it. The markets exhaled, the S&P 500 rallied, the dollar surged. Analysts called it a structural pivot, a pause from economic chaos. But at the White House, fury. Stephen Miller, Trump's advisor, called it a judicial coup. Trump's team says the ruling undermines America first and threatens trade negotiations with Europe and China. White House Deputy Press Secretary Kush Desai warned that it's not for unelected judges to decide how to handle a national emergency. Wall Street has already coined the phrase taco trade. Trump always chickens out. Whenever Trump threatened tariffs, markets tanked, then rebounded once he backed off. Investors used the pattern to profit. Now, courts have cut off the bluff at its root. With the International Emergency Economic Powers Act off the table, Trump's negotiating weapon is gone. As one analyst said, the Oval Office isn't a trading desk. The Constitution isn't a blank check. The ruling has sparked a political firestorm. West Virginia Representative Riley Moore said, outrageous. Congress must pass my Reciprocal Trade Act now. Virginia Senator Mark Warner said, the courts are saving America from economic cruelty. Representative Don Baer said, Trump clearly abused emergency powers with pretextual excuses. Senator Elizabeth Warren said, these tariffs are a massive tax hike dressed up as patriotism. The ruling has split Capitol Hill wide open, and Trump's appeal will only deepen the divide. The ruling is being appealed. It may head all the way to the Supreme Court. Until then, tariffs still apply, but refunds may be issued if the ruling is upheld. The chaos at ports, confusion among importers, and fear of sudden reversals are still very real. And Trump's sector-specific tariffs on steel, autos, and aluminum stay untouched because they fall under a different law. The lawsuit wasn't filed by trade giants. It came from small American businesses like wine importers, educators, musical instrument makers, all crippled by sudden tariff hikes. They argued the emergency was bogus and that trade deficits don't equal a crisis. The court agreed. This case sets a precedent. Executive overreach now has limits. No more unilateral tariff threats that rattle global markets overnight. No more bypassing Congress under vague emergency claims. As a former customs official said, this is a legal earthquake in global trade.